Hey, got a great success story for you today. I want to share. A friend of mine in Ohio here had been getting pounded by the child support. Um, year after year after year. They've been taking child support out of this man's check since 1999. Now, don't get me wrong. Everyone should be paying, their fair share of the child support. But when it gets up to $3,200, and this man loses his job every time he has to go to court, which is approximately every 30 days they throw this guy in jail. And the government's paying the child support enforcement to attack you, and you're always going to be behind. You're never going to be able to make it. They're going to take your driver's license and do all these things, and they did that to this man. Now, after carefully discussing the details, he decided that he was going to go ahead and put in an executor appointment. Now, an executor appointment by itself really doesn't do it. Walking in there, presenting yourself, and understanding what you're doing, and taking no for an answer, not taking no for an answer, and establishing that you're the executor, and acting like the executor is the only way the executor works. Now, the executor is the highest position on the planet, and it solves issues because they have no power or jurisdiction, and you only ever mention the word jurisdiction. And this friend of mine goes into the court and he puts in the executor, and they really don't want to do it. It's in blue, and it's a live language. It's really not supposed to be in there, but you can slip it past them on a fastball sometimes, and that's what he did. He wouldn't leave. He wouldn't take no for an answer, and he asked them if they were interfering with his right to due process, and they totally would take his documents after that. So the second thing that he did was he put in a subpoena ducis tecum, so when he went to court, they would have to bring in these documents that he's requesting and requiring, which are your foreign registered statement, application when they become foreign registered agents, which they don't do because they'll accept liability, and they never do it, and they have to do it. Well, they never do it. So when you put that subpoena ducis tecum in, it scares the bejesus out of them. He also asked for, on that subpoena ducis tecum, the anti-bribery statement, which is required by the statutes too. And, none of these officials would sign. The judge wouldn't sign for it when it was mailed to him. The attorney for the child support enforcement wouldn't sign for it, and they all chickened out. And they knew this man was real. And when he filed documents and he put in, like, say, the subpoena ducis tecum, they did everything to be as rude as they could to him, and he just maintained and stayed in honor. By the time he got these documents in, and for them to mail them out, they had everybody in their office, in an office, off to the side discussing while he was standing there. He had them all in shock and awe. Well, the most important thing about this story is they stopped taking out the child support. They switched him into being the plaintiff, and they appealed this for him to a higher court, which was ridiculous. Well, it's to get it out of their hands. The court decided that no one could ever step in because he was the administrator or executor of his estate since he put in those notices, and that no one could ever trump his executor document. So the case was completely dismissed. They stopped taking the child support out of his check, and the ex-wife, which always gave him trouble, never worked with him in any way, called the child support enforcement, and child support enforcement told her, you need to get a job. There will be no more child support for you. You need to get a job. And I thought that was kind of funny coming from child support, actually backing this man up with his position. So they'll turn on you in a dime if something's done the right way. So if somebody has done this to you, and the courts and child support enforcement just continue to pound you, that's not right. Well, anyway, the man wins, and They don't take it out of his check any longer. He still sees his children. He still supports his children, but he doesn't have to go through the court and the extortion that the child support enforcement did to him for 20 years. It literally was 20 years. So that's my tidbit for today. I hope you enjoy, and I hope this helps you in some way. We'll talk to you soon.